It's your call with John Penny and Dwayne Long.
Hey,
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing, John?
You're looking good in that Chiefs shirt. I like that.
Well, I like the Chiefs. Chiefs are my team.
I know that's right.
They're going to take it all this year.
Well, they might, except for one team in the same big division is the Steelers.
Oh,
the Steelers
that's right.
are
I
gonna-
forget.
I know, but that's who I am. I'm a Steelers fan.
You're a Steeler fan.
Fanatic.
Through
If
and
there is a
through.
fanatic, if the really word came out of fanatic, I am a fanatic.
Well, that's good to know because as a fan, I'm a fan of the Steelers too when they're not playing the Chiefs.
Well, that's how I am about the Chiefs.
So you like the Chiefs after you like the Steelers.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Well, today we're going to be talking about all 8 divisions of the NFL, and we're going to start off with talking about the AFC conference.
Okay.
And there's some teams that are gonna they're going to be the cream of the crop in each
Right.
division, and there'll be others that maybe you and I may disagree on exactly where they may fall in line.
It's going to be interesting this year. They've got a lot of new football rules, I think, a couple of different rules. And they're going to be playing some. I can't wait for football, man. I can't. I mean, I'm really. My Cubs gave up any chance at all of even being known. They couldn't win a Legion game right now.
So you left the Cubs behind.
Well, they're still in my heart, but man, I can't. I mean, they're getting beat 14-2, 17-3. I mean, it's incredible how they have no pitching.
They
But
have
we're not-
great. It's a great football score.
Yes. So I'm not even going to talk about them anymore. And here we go.
Okay, let's talk about the AFC East division. You got a division that consists of New England, the Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, and the Miami Dolphins. Where do you see that division panning out this year?
I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills, number one. I think they're the first team Pittsburgh plays, which scares me a lot. But I think Buffalo is going to pull it through this year.
And do you actually think that Buffalo might be the favored team in that game between the Steelers?
Well, they're playing in Buffalo, I believe.
Okay.
So I would say yes.
Okay. Well, you know, Buffalo's got that good quarterback, Josh Allen,
Yes.
and they have a lot of.
And he's going to get better this year. That's you tend to mature. You tend to evolve a little bit as a football quarterback.
Yeah, they were talking about the fact that he completed more passes last year than he did the previous season.
But he should.
And so, yeah, I mean, every athlete should show improvement from year to year.
Right.
But I think Josh Allen is a good leader, a good quarterback, and I think he's going to help kind of lead that division to where they should be. That said, the Steelers and Big Ben, I really believe they have a shot at being right there in the mix. But that's a strong division.
Well, we're not on the Steelers division.
Oh, we're not on the
on
Steelers
East,
division? Oh, I'm
AFC.
sorry.
That's okay.
I'm mistaken. Yeah. Then you've got the New England Patriots, which just lost their starting quarterback
right.
from last
You're hearing
year.
it right here, maybe for the first time. Cam Newton is gone.
He is gone from the Patriots. They have cut him, which leaves Mac Jones as the starting quarterback for
Right.
that team. Now, Mac's a rookie. He's probably going to have some learning experiences along the way, but he is someone who apparently has some really great football knowledge and instinct.
And he's got a great coach.
Oh yeah, in fact, that's probably one of the strengths of the whole team.
Right.
Is the coaching staff. Bill Belichick he knows what he's doing. Sometimes he stretches the rules a little bit in what he does, but he certainly knows what he's doing.
So who you got as number 3 this year?
Well, I think my third team, that's going to be tough. I think probably the Dolphins, Tua, uh, Tua, I can't pronounce his last name, Tagliabue. Uh, he's been around a couple years now. They brought in some additional players. A good running back, I believe, was drafted, and so it
Right.
gives them a little more weapon.
Well, I hope you're right because I've got them. I've got them down as number 2, and then my number 3 team is New England because I just don't think the Jets play. I just don't like the Jets team at all.
Well, the Jets have this new quarterback. His name, Zach Wilson, and but they've got one of the things that makes them sort of in the mix is they've got such a good defense, a good defensive line, and if the defensive line can do their job in holding back these other division AFC East team, they've got a pretty good shot at advancing. I don't know exactly. I'd say the Jets are probably going to be at the tail end of the league, and they'll have a difficult time getting past some of the other leaders in that division.
Last year, a lot of teams had a good defense, but when you're playing a team that's scoring some points, you're going to have a hard time, man. It's going to be rough.
Yeah,
and if your defense can't stop them, if you play against Brady, and I'm going to say he's the greatest of all time, probably. I've got to say it. Anyway, I've got the Buffalo Bills in first. That's what I think. Miami Dolphins second, New England third, and New York Jets fourth. I don't see anybody not doing that.
Yeah, I think, and the thing with the New York Jets with Zach Wilson being a rookie quarterback, they've got to build around him. I don't think they have the wide receiving core that they need in order for him to be extremely successful during the beginning of the season this year.
All righty. What are we going to do next?
Well, let's go ahead and do the AFC Central.
Okay.
And let's talk about those 4 teams there. That's a tough division.
Tough. I mean, I except for Cincinnati. And Cincinnati is one of those teams that can pull an upset, but I have them fourth. I've got Cleveland third, and my friends are going crazy on me. I mean, I've got a couple friends that are Browns fans, and I mean, they are going crazy on me. And then I got the Ravens second, and I got the Steelers first. Ben's back. He's 25 pounds lighter. He looks better. He looks faster. And they won 3 out of 4 games in preseason, which I know doesn't mean a whole lot, but the only time they had troubles when Ben came out.
Right. Yeah. And one of the things about Pittsburgh is what makes them such a competitor is their defense last year only allowed 21 points a game.
Right.
And that's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
So if they can do that again, and once again, they have brought on some additional offensive players in the tight end position. And then, of course, the running back.
Just having a running back for Pittsburgh Steelers, we haven't had one in 3 years. I mean, since that guy quit and went somewhere else, he's an idiot, a moron. And I don't.
You would be referring to Le'Veon Bell.
Yes. Well, I think everybody knew that.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I said idiot, moron.
Najee Harris, the running back, comes from a very strong Alabama background. And he has shown in the preseason that he can get the job done, both as a running back and as a receiver.
When we got him, I stood up and started yelling. I was so happy. It's been so long. And we've had great running backs, Franco Harris and Rocky Blyer. And I love those guys. And we had a good when Bradshaw played, great passer, fantastic wide receivers, but we still had the running backs, and they had to play those running backs. If you didn't try and stop Rocky Blyer, or they would just go through the lines. You know,
One of the problems Pittsburgh does have, though, is that their offensive line is not the best. Was not the best last year.
but they got a couple new guys, and they got a new tight end for, of course, that's offense, but a better blocking team, which helps. I'm pretty high on my Steelers. I got the Ravens second because I hate them, and I think they're going to come in second.
Well, what's good about Pittsburgh is they got T.J. Watts,
Yes,
and T.J. is just a great, just like his brother,
right.
J.J. Watt. Great defensive end.
Who you got number 2?
Well, I tell you what, it's really tough because that's such a tough division. But I think that
You got the Browns.
it's real tight with me between the Browns and the Baltimore Ravens
For number 1?
for number 2.
For number 2.
I am hoping that Pittsburgh can get together and be a better offense, that Ben is back,
Mm-hmm.
and that the defense will continue to play tough defense.
Right.
So I'm looking at Pittsburgh as number 1. I'm going with Cleveland as number 2. I just think Cleveland has some talent that hopefully Baker Mayfield has increased his abilities somewhat to make the right decisions. They made it to the playoffs last year. That's
Yes.
something they haven't done, and I think it was 16 years they had not been to the playoffs.
It was a nice visit.
So you don't sound like you have a lot of hope for Cleveland.
To me, Cleveland is like the old Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like the New Orleans Saints. They have that losing mentality, and I think it's going to keep on. I think they'll have a good season, but I think when it comes down time for playoffs and stuff, I think they'll probably make it. They'll be in the wild card, but they're not going to win it.
Well, I think the only hope the Browns have, is that Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, the running back tandem team, will be just as effective this year, as they were last year, because they
They were tough last year.
they gained 4.8 yards per carry last year, and that's pretty good
That's
for
great.
a running back tandem. But we'll have to see how that works out, and that might allow Mayfield to have a little more
And
time.
Baltimore is always tough, especially in Baltimore. Baltimore is always tough to play at home, at their home. And then in Cincinnati, like I said, could pull an upset probably any time. So I think it's going to be between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, but it's a wide open division.
Well, I think Baltimore, they've got a good running game. I mean, Lamar Jackson obviously is a scrambler and a runner, and he rushed for 192 yards per game last year. And so
Every game he averaged 192.
well, I think the team averaged 192.
Okay.
The team averaged 192 yards per game. And they brought in Sammy Watkins, who was formerly a Kansas City Chiefs. But the problem with Sammy, bringing him in as a wide receiver, is he's injury prone. He has a tendency to become injured. So I don't know if that's going to be a good fit for them or not. And then they drafted Rashad Bateman, who was an outstanding wide receiver in college. So, I think, but then I think Cincinnati is obviously the probably the worst team in that division.
But they're still tough. I mean, all these teams play mean. I consider Baltimore and Cincinnati cheating teams, so I would expect them to keep doing that. And Cleveland, if it's not Pittsburgh, I want Cleveland to win it.
Well, one of the things is that with Cincinnati, they did draft Jamar Chase. Now, Jamar and Joe Burrow played together at Louisiana State University.
That's true.
And so they may be quite a tandem this year. So I see some improvement on Cincinnati's part, but I'm not sure the defense is going to be strong enough, especially in that league when you got to play your opponent twice.
Right.
So they have a difficult time.
Okay, South or West?
Oh, let's go. Let's talk about the West and the winning team, the Super Bowl bound team for
Kansas City
2021, the Kansas City Chiefs. How about those Chiefs?
Hey, how about that? Listen, there's nothing I'm going to say is bad on the Chiefs. I'm hoping and praying that they got the offensive line this year that let, I think, the whole team down in the Super Bowl by not protecting Mahomes.
Yeah, you can't let him get hit. I
No.
mean, he's the most valuable piece they have on their entire
He's the most
offense.
valuable piece in the entire
Probably
league.
in the NFL, yeah. And he's done so well. There's no sign that he's letting up any. He just continues to learn, and so they've got a tremendous offense. I don't think you can really say anything more except if you say Mahomes, Kelsey, Hardeman, and Tyreek Hill. You say those four.
You're talking 24, 27 points a game, easily.
At least that many. Where they've had their issue, what you said earlier, with the defense. And the defense is, the coach has done a great job. They've come a long way over the last 2 years, but they've really got to be strong against the run. They seem to be weak against the run.
Right. Well, we're not going to win unless we have the defense. I mean, everybody talks about offense, and we have as good an offense. I would put our offense with the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Cardinals offense. I would put us with them. And I thought that was the most incredible thing. Of course, they traded their players away the next year or 2 years. So I'm looking forward to watch. I'm hoping I can watch Kansas City play and tape the Steelers.
You think that'll happen?
I think it might happen.
Who do you think will win that game?
No. I'm talking about every week.
Oh, every week.
Watching Kansas City live and taping the Steelers.
That way you get to see both of your teams.
And I have not been thrilled, excited, I don't know what you would put it, by a quarterback like Mahomes in so long. I mean, I used to see Bradshaw throw the ball 65 yards in the air, and John Stallworth would be there to catch the ball. And it made me so happy. And Mahomes can do that.
Well, Kansas City, I think they're the top team in that West Division. Then I think you've got the LA Chargers with Justin Herbert as the quarterback there, that they have a strong enough offense as well that they will be able to. But I won't say they'll challenge the Chiefs, but they'll certainly be a team to deal with in that division.
Well, I'm going to go Pittsburgh Steelers number 1, Baltimore number 2, Cleveland number 3, and Cincinnati Bengals number 4.
Okay, and we're in the West Division now. So where do you have there?
I thought West Division, we got Chiefs. I hate doing this, but I'm going to put the Raiders number 2. Chargers number 3. Denver Broncos number 4. And I want to tell the people out here that are watching, can you remember how bad we hated the Oakland Raiders? I mean, we hated them.
What do you mean? How bad we hated them? We still
hate them. We still hate
the
exactly
Las
right.
Vegas Raiders.
I'm telling you, I was dating a girl. I loved this girl. She loved me. I thought we were going to get married. And then she said those words that I couldn't stand. I'm an Oakland Raiders fan.
You dropped her like a rock.
She was gone so fast. Faster than Bradshaw could throw a football. I'm telling you that.
Well, I know the Raiders have had shown improvement over the years with John Gruden as their head coach. And their wide receivers are still a work in progress. Darren Waller, their tight end, he showed a lot of good things last year and developed into one of the premier tight ends. And they've gotten, and their defense is not as bad as it was, but they did allow last year 30 points a game, and they can't do that this year and expect to win very many ball games.
No. Well, if they stop you, let's say we're talking about Kansas City, right?
Yeah, we're with that division, the Kansas City,
Kansas
the
City.
Raiders, Chargers, Broncos.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the Broncos are going to do it this year. I don't think the Chargers are going to do it. But the Raiders are tough, man. I think they're going to be. I can't wait to watch a game on TV because I'm not going to the game. I can't afford them anymore. But the Chiefs and the Raiders, I love those games. Do you remember the time the Raiders took our wide receiver Otis Taylor and ran him all the way into the wall on the side of the stadium?
Now they're a mean team.
Oh, they don't. They never played by the rules.
I mean, if you look at the fans, you can tell how mean they are because they're all wearing these big old shoulder pads that have spikes in them.
About 15 years ago, a guy was wearing a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey to the football game against the Raiders, and they beat this guy up, put him in the hospital. He's never been the same since. And I had to take it to that game, and I had to be on the road, so I couldn't go to the game. I gave it away to somebody, and I would have wore my shirt. I might end up the same way.
You might have. You might have.
Would have voted for Biden.
Now let's don't get political.
It's showtime.
It's showtime.
So where are we at now? The South.
Now we're in the South.
The South.
Now, don't you love the South?
Yeah.
And by the way,
I like the food a lot. I really do like the food.
And by the way, we're thinking of the people in Louisiana in the South who've had to deal with Hurricane Ida, and keeping them in our thoughts and prayers as they have to deal with that. But here we go. The AFC South. I'm looking at, Tennessee Titans, I think, are going to be the team in that division to beat. They've still got a good quarterback, still got a good team. They've got that running back, Derrick Henry, and I think he's what makes it possible for Ryan Tannehill to be successful as a quarterback. Having that guy who can run and catch the ball and make a real difference for their team. But after Tennessee, it's as they say in some world, it's a crapshoot. It could be anybody. Indianapolis is going to be pretty tough, depending upon their quarterback situation. If Carson Wentz can play, if he can become,
I think he got hurt yesterday.
He got hurt recently and had a foot injury, but I don't know about yesterday. He was put on COVID. He was COVID reserve. He was put on that because of close contact with someone who had COVID, but not injured. Just put on the reserve player list. But Indianapolis has potential. I see no hope for Houston, so I think they're going to bring up the bottom. And on the Jacksonville, I like this kid, Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, good, yeah.
He is. He played the whole first half of the second game or the third game, and third preseason game. And he played 2 series. No, yes, he only played 2 series. But in those 2 series, he had 2 touchdown passes and like 124 yards.
Right.
So that's. I think he's got some real potential.
I think there's 2 or 3 new quarterbacks in this league. They're definitely going to make a big difference. I went out on the limb. I went for Indianapolis, number 1. I think that they're playing. I
You're
put
wrong.
Tennessee 2. I put Houston 3 and Jacksonville 4.
What's Indianapolis got?
Indianapolis.
Yeah, you picked them too.
Yeah, I like their quarterback.
You like Carson Wentz?
Yeah, I do. I think he's
Did
good.
you see him play last year
Yeah.
for Philadelphia?
Hey, I was watching them instead of the Steelers last year. Not the first 11 games, but the last 5. I went out on a limb on that South. I really did.
Well,
Are
you know,
we going to keep these and compare them later
we
on?
might later on. Yeah. Hey, here's the one thing about Indianapolis: they've got a solid offensive line.
Right.
So whoever's going to be the quarterback, they're probably going to get pretty good
And
protection.
whoever's going to be the running back.
And so the running back, I don't know who the running back's going to be, but but the fact that Carson Wentz and the head coach Frank Reich had worked together in Philadelphia, is a plus.
You got to play the game.
Yes.
That's what it's all about, is
Well,
playing the game.
we'll
It's
see what happens there.
Indianapolis.
But
That's
I
what
think
that
Indianapolis.
coach said.
What do you think about Houston?
Well, I've been there many times. I thought it was a terrible town to hang out in. I'm telling you, man. You talk about crime. Oh, the football team, Houston football
yeah.
team.
Let's talk football here. So,
I
well-
think they're a couple years away, but I think they're getting really close. I think they'll make the playoffs this year.
you think Houston will make the playoffs?
Yeah,
Who's their quarterback?
I don't even know.
It ain't Deshaun Watson.
No, that's right. It's not Deshaun anymore.
It's not Deshaun Watson anymore.
Never mind.
Forget that prediction.
Forget that one.
But, and here's the thing. Here's the running back. Mark Ingram, Philip Lindsay. Who are they? I haven't heard of them. I know one was a former Saint player. One was
Were they in the SEC?
Bronco. Were they in the what?
Did they play in the SEC in college?
I have
Anybody
no
that plays
idea.
in the NCC, I put them at the top of the list anymore.
SEC, okay. Quarterback for Houston is going to be Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod.
Tyrod. I have one of them on my car.
And it's not working very well.
It don't
anymore.
work very well either. A little bumpy, which I think the Houston Astros are going to, Houston Texans are going to be have a little bit of a bumpy season this year. Well,
See, we've never talked about this many things at one time. We always have one subject. Now we got like about, what is it? 20, 8? Well, 16 altogether by the time we get out of here and stuff.
Well, by the time we get out of here, we're going to be talking about the NFL East
Right,
and North, the NFC division.
right.
So I think we're getting close to our time to end the first show. So today's show,
Well, we got 7 minutes. Don't
we have 7 minutes. You
Don't
think?
we?
you-
Don't we have 7 minutes?
I'm not sure.
I think we have 7 minutes.
I guess we just keep
Let's-
talking until.
Well, why don't we go to the? Well, okay, let's go over it again. AFC, who is going to win?
AFC East, I'm picking the Bills.
I'm picking the Bills also.
Okay. How about the AFC Central?
I got Pittsburgh.
And I have Pittsburgh also, but I think it's going to be close between Pittsburgh and Cleveland. I don't think the Ravens have what it takes to win the division or even win in the playoffs.
Good for you.
See, I'm not as stupid as you thought.
You know,
I was.
7. We're all we.
So far,
I'm picking the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Chiefs too.
That's 3 in a row we've gotten.
That's
I
amazing.
think Ann's here though.
It's hard that we disagree.
I know.
I agree with so much.
I know but
but you've got Indianapolis,
right.
and I have the Tennessee Titans.
I think it's going to be a cold winter this year. Do they play in a dome?
Tennessee, I think, plays outdoors. Indianapolis plays in the dome, I believe.
Okay.
So it depends on where they play.
If I was a dome stadium and you got a team from Florida or Texas, I'd have that thing wide open. I would. I would. Say, hey,
Open it up.
it's part of football.
Yeah, that's true. So with that in mind, knowing who our 4 picks are to win their division, let's say those 4 teams meet in the playoff.
Okay. Man, you got to go. If it's Pittsburgh versus New England or which team? Buffalo, then I would put Pittsburgh.
I'm going to go. If Buffalo and Pittsburgh meet in the playoff, I'm picking Buffalo.
You're picking Buffalo.
I think the firepower that Josh Allen will provide and his receivers, they've got Stephon Diggs, a great receiver. I think that Buffalo will come out on top in a well-played game between both teams.
We're the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And we're the Buffalo Bills.
Which they lost four in a row, 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Oh, how many games did Pittsburgh lose in a row last year?
5.
Yeah, well, 5 is bigger than 4.
They lost 4 Super Bowls.
I don't care if they were Super Bowls.
Okay.
AFC West versus AFC South. Yeah.
I got the Chiefs. I love the Chiefs.
That's pretty easy, isn't it?
You know, it really is. We got to keep Mahomes healthy.
That'd be helpful to keep him healthy and keep Kelsey healthy, keep Tyreek Hill healthy.
Football is so much about health. I mean, it really is. People, all of a sudden the guy, you see somebody running down the field, and all of a sudden they grab that back leg and he's on your team, and you go, oh no,
hamstring.
No.
The hamstring is gone.
Hamstring. He'll be out for 8 weeks. I hate that. And and I hate when they I love rough, tough football like they used to play, but I really I've gotten where I hate seeing guys get smashed going for a pass over the middle. It's illegal. You're not supposed to do it.
Right.
You're supposed to hit them soft or well. Yeah.
How do you hit somebody soft?
How do you adjust? How do you adjust in midair?
Especially when they may be going down and they dip their head about the same time you do.
The one thing the referees have got to figure out, and even go against the rules that they have to, if a running back is running down the field and you got a guy coming up to hit him, if that running back drops his head lower than 3 or 4 inches, it is not head hunting if he gets hit in the head.
I agree with you there.
You cannot, man, how many times at the end of the game, these guys, they get 15-yard penalties,
right,
or even longer. I mean, how can you do that to somebody? I mean, that gives the other team a chance to come back and win or tie the game. I hate that.
Okay, in the championship game, if you have the Chiefs playing the Steelers, who's going to win?
I wouldn't even pick that until I saw who the players were, because the Chiefs are so much stronger. But Pittsburgh has got great wide receivers also, and they got a guy that can throw the football too. The last couple of years, he's been hurt a little bit by the time the season was over, and he could be hurt again this year, which, of course, we have no second-string quarterback that's going to help us at all.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. And the good thing about if the Chiefs end up playing the Steelers, I think the Chiefs will win.
Oh.
If the Chiefs end up playing Buffalo, I think it'll be a closer game, but I think Chiefs will still win.
I think
Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl.
I think the Chiefs are going to. I think they are too. I think they learned something last year that they weren't. That they are probably the best overall team in football, but you got to play that game. That's why they play the game. You got to play that game that's important, and have Mahomes shine and the everybody shine. They've got to be up for the game. Right. But I'm picking Kansas City to win the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know if they're going to win. Patrick Mahomes said that his goal was to win 20 games, to go undefeated this season. I don't know if they can do that, but I think they have the capacity within them to do it. But
there's only been one team ever go undefeated.
I know, and this is this league. There's a lot of parity in this league. There's a lot of great teams in this league.
But see, that's what I was talking about earlier. I don't think Cincinnati is a great team, but I see them with the ability and the cheating and everything else to beat a great team. I see them having the chance of beating a great team. It's like Cleveland to me. I don't pick Cleveland. I think Cleveland will make the playoffs. I'm not saying that, but I don't think they're going to go far. I don't think they have got too much history.
So does the adage on any given Sunday, one team can beat another, would that be still true?
Sure. That's how Las Vegas was built.
Depending upon how the possible injuries that may occur during the season.
Well, even in the game. I mean, I've seen quarterbacks throw a ball. I saw Bradshaw throw a ball toward the last game, and he hurt his arm. He was never back after that. His last game, he threw a pass, touchdown, never played again.
If you're going to end your career, that's the way to end it.
That is, exactly. They never talk about
right way to end the career. Hey, you mentioned something earlier, and I want to we just finished the preseason games and all that. And you mentioned you couldn't afford to go to the ball games anymore.
Right. And I've heard that I was wrong.
Yes, I went and did some checking, and for a preseason game, like the third game that Kansas City played in the preseason, you could find a seat for as low as $22.
But he couldn't find a starting football player on the field. There you go. How's that make you feel?
And that would be up in up by the clouds.
Yeah.
But you could find a field line seat for $145.
Right.
Now, game one of the season for Kansas City, they play the Cleveland Browns,
Right.
which is a remake or the playoff
Replay.
last year, a replay of last year's playoff game. You can find a seat in the rafters for $139,
Right.
or you can be along the field line in a seat for $884.
How much you got on you?
Not enough to sit in the rafter or on.
I can't do either one.
on the field
if
sideline.
my wife's going to be gone, she's leaving for South America.
Oh, I thought you meant she was going.
No, I could take some money out of the bank.
Go
see a ball
to the
game.
ball game.
We
Yeah.
could both go see. We're both going to be in trouble anyway.
Hey, you're gonna buy my ticket.
Hey, that's right.
Well, that's a great thing. Well, I think what we're going to end up doing is on our next show, we will talk about the NFC divisions,
And I'll be talking about moving in with you.
more than likely, after your wife leaves and you go to see the Chiefs play. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about the next division.
Is your wife watches the show, doesn't she?
Yes. Oh, yes.
She wants to see her husband performing at his best level in
It
years.
wasn't missing a show, I'll tell you that.
All right.
Hey, we had a lot of things going on today, but we love you people. We hope you're doing well, and hope you had fun with it. Because if we make mistakes, and we made some this last time, but you point at me like you didn't make any at all.
You made mistakes.
But,
Indianapolis coach, come on, man.
hey,
You got to be kidding.
I'd say I bet you money, but you won't bet any money.
I won't bet money.
I know.
I know.
You won't bet food. You won't bet anything.
I'll give you some food.
I get tomatoes all the time.
I'll give you 5 tomatoes.
Okay. I think we're going to be getting out of here in a second.
Well, do you think we ought to just let it be their call this time?
No, we got 2 minutes, so it's going to have to be one of them long due calls.
2 minutes?
I think.
Well, 2 minutes is a long
Here
time.
I go. I'm going Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Kansas City Chiefs, and Indianapolis Colts.
And you're wrong. Wrong.
No, I got 3 that you've got. How can I
Right.
be
Well,
wrong?
okay, you're right. Wrong.
So
How you
don't
like
think-
that?
Who have you got again?
I have
Tennessee?
I've got the Buffalo Bills, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the winning team in the South Division will be the Tennessee Titans, not these Colts. Don't get me wrong. I like the Indianapolis Colts. I like their head coach, but they ain't got a prayer to win the division.
You've always got a prayer. You always have a prayer.
Oh, maybe you have a prayer.
No, I think.
You better be praying for the Indianapolis Colts to win that.
Oh, I'm not putting any money on mine.
Well, I don't say put money on it, but no tomatoes. If they
no
tomatoes,
No.
I'm
No,
not
no.
giving you a single tomato.
Well, it'll be winter time.
I'm
There
gonna-
won't be any tomatoes, you moron.
Hey, I'll buy one at the store.
Hey, it's your call this
No,
time.
it's your call.
It is your call.
Your call. Folks, it's your call.
It's your call.